The Times today reports that Afghan refugees will be taught about British values, culture and civic duties under plans to announce a new integration policy. The scheme will include English language classes, passes to museums and galleries and lessons on civic participation. This is broadly positive news. However, also there's a distinct irony in the government's desire to teach new Afghan refugees about British culture and values in the same year when a teacher in the UK was forced into hiding for showing a caricature of the Prophet Muhammad in Islam in a religious studies class on blasphemy. I agree, we should encourage new arrivals to the UK to understand, value and integrate into our society. This ensures that they become full participants in democratic and public life and also are able to enjoy the full benefits of living in an open and free society, the type of society that is unfortunately few and far between. And it is not a given, it is a remarkable achievement to live in a free society. But it also fosters mutual understanding and exchange, as those already here can learn new things about stories and experiences, new languages, food, norms, enriching our society. There's a lot we could learn from other cultures, such as a strong family unit or greater value and support for the elderly, to name a few. But also, what about our culture? Do we really value the history, norms and peoples and principles that underpin it? Are we willing to defend it and stand up for it? Is there a sense of Britishness for new arrivals to really integrate into? Time and time again, when faced with a censorious and often destructive force, we too often had institutions and cultural and intellectual elites and politicians, they failed to stand up for British value, even capitulating to those that represent the very antithesis of freedom, tolerance and solidarity. The Salman Rushdie affair, the teacher in Batley Grammar School, for example, they have shown shame, often, and disdain for important figures of the past, such as Scottish Enlightenment philosopher David Hume, renaming the David Hume Tower at the University of Edinburgh, Goldsmiths University's review into the statues of Lord Nelson and Sir Francis Drake, even denigrating the English playwright Shakespeare, a man who not only immensely contributed to Britain, but has even transcended to become one of the greats of humanity. Well, let's turn to freedom of speech, a foundational principle of democracy in many institutions of British society. Too often, it's either seen at best as an inconvenience, or at worst, a vehicle for hate and abuse, as the Scottish Hate Crime Bill suggests. Therefore, whilst I welcome any move to create a clear, coherent and workable integration policy where new arrivals are taught about British values, first we need to be able to articulate what they are for ourselves, be confident in them and be willing to defend them in the face of vociferous challenge. And so far, too often and too many people have failed to do so.